Welcome back to the 90 Podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the team of the weekend, 11 of the best players in the weekend from match day 7. We're going to be diving into each and everyone's performance, and I thought some players lost games, but they absolutely played well. Chelsea fans, I'm sorry, this edition comes without Chelsea players because you guys have not played against Fulham yet. You're playing today, and I don't have a lot of time. We have to dive into the UEFA Champions League previews and reactions, so definitely next weekend much better. Let's get into it. Let's start off with goal, and I'm going to go with Jose Sa at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, Wolverhampton Wanderers did the unthinkable. They absolutely did the unthinkable. They went and beat Manchester City at home at the Molineux 2-1, and you couldn't believe it. It was pure sins. But what you liked about that game and what I liked about the performance is the resilience and the ability to hold on from Wolverhampton Wanderers. My problem with Wolves has always been goal scoring. They don't score enough goals. They just don't score goals, right? So what they did in this game, they went and absolutely scored 2 goals and made sure that Manchester City could not score an equalizer or even find a second goal. Now, Jose Sa was very key because they had 8 shots on target, and when you're playing Manchester City, the couple of guarantees. Number one, they will attack, and they will attack in huge numbers. They've got the quality, Erling Haaland, Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden, and all these other players. What Wolverhampton Wanderers did, I think, there are not so many teams in the Premier League that are actually going to be able to do that. There are not so many teams in the Premier League that will be able to go, well, we can beat Man City. We can go a full 90 minutes without conceding more than 1 goal against Man City, and that's what Wolverhampton Wanderers have done, and I thought Jose Sa was purely outstanding from the weekend. Now, I've never underrated him as a goalkeeper. I just think he has dropped up in form in the last 2 campaigns, but Jose Sa, wonderful goalkeeper and wonderful game. Man City unbeaten record, 100% record is gone. Right now, it's only Arsenal and Tottenham that remain unbeaten in the Premier League. Now, I'm playing a back 4. Of course, you know I'm a big fan of the back 4. Unless otherwise, I always love to play my 4 defenders, and I'm going to play a back 4 of Max Kilman at Wolverhampton Wanderers, Craig Dawson at Wolverhampton Wanderers as well. We're gonna also play a wrist back at Luton Town. They were beating Everton 2-1 at the Goodson Park, unthinkable sins, and Joel Matip at Liverpool. That is my back 4. Let's get into it, and let's get into player per player. Let's start off with Wolverhampton Wanderers and their fullbacks, right? Kilman was the main reason why Manchester City didn't have the joy they usually have, the kind of joy they always have when they're playing games like Wolverhampton Wanderers, Luton Town, Sheffield United. I actually think Max Kilman is a quality centre-back. I really think Max Kilman is one of the centre-backs that eventually this summer, eventually in the next summer probably, he's going to find a high-level club. Now, Napoli wanted him, and Wolves have done very well to actually keep him, but I don't think they can keep him for another season. I don't think they can keep him through another summer. Matthias Kilman, that was a super performance. That was a real performance. To stop Man City, of course, they had 20 shots on goal. They had 8 on target, but again, Max Kilman throwing his body into the line of fire, trying to stop the likes of Julian Alvarez, trying to stop the likes of Phil Foden from doing their thing. Quality scenes from this guy. But of course, alongside him in that defense was a player you cannot get rid of, right? If you are going to have a good performance, a good day in office at Wolverhampton Wanderers, this guy, Craig Dawson, absolutely stunning, purely stunning. Now, he's one of the centre backs many people don't talk about, and I think he was a genius signing from Wolverhampton Wanderers when they lost their captain, not really captain, but when they lost Conor Cody. They actually brought in Dawson, and to some extent you thought, well, it doesn't really work out, but Dawson brings in that kind of experience and calm head, and he literally is one of the players that fight for every duel. And Max Kilman, he's one of the players that literally understand the game. Young centre back, really talented. That combination works very well, and Man City will stand to testify that they couldn't beat that door as well in order to score at least 2. To complete this back 4, I've gone with Joel Matip. Now, we might disagree on Joel Matip, but I'm going to explain why he's actually in this team. Liverpool were absolutely robbed over the weekend. But what I liked about Liverpool is the character, the courage, and the concentration. And one of the players that displayed absolute character and concentration in that game was Joel Matip. Joel Matip played until the 95th minute, right? And until when he conceded an own goal. But for me, it doesn't take away the beautiful game. It doesn't take away how beautiful this guy was. And I thought he was miles better than any other player in that Liverpool defense over the weekend. He was absolutely good. He was absolutely stunning. So Joe Matip gets into this best of the weekend. We also have got a player from Luton Town, and that player is Risbach. But with Luton Town, I would love to add more players in the team. I would love to have at least 2 or 3 players. However, I have one player, and that is Risbach, right? I have Risbach only in the team. But if you are Luton Town and you go to the Goodson Park and you pick up 3 points and you score 2 goals at halftime, and you concede 1 at halftime, and the rest of the 50 or 60 minutes of the second half, you are literally on the back foot. You are literally defending for your life, and you walk away with 3 points, not just a point, but 3 points. Is marvelous. Now, Luton Town are the first team to be promoted this season to pick up 3 points, and they're also one of the teams that have just won at the Goodson Park. Like, how do you win at the Goodson Park? Teams like Arsenal have gone a very long time without winning there, right? Since 2017, Arsenal have won 1 game at the Goodson Park. And Luton Town, their first season in the Premier League, well, they've just done it. They have just gone and picked up 3 points at the Goodson Park. This guy was absolutely key. He's got a 7.1 rating out of 10, but I think that actually doesn't bring out the picture of how good he was, of how astute he was in defending. And Everton found a very difficult time to get past that back 5 of Luton, which I thought was absolutely very, very impressive. Now, we're going to play a 4-3-3, obviously. I do love the 4-3-3. It's one of my best formations. We're going to play 3 midfielders, 2 wingers, and a striker, right? Of course, the striker is easy, but let's get through the midfield. My midfield of the weekend, I'm going to go with Bissouma as the deep lying midfielder as again. Now, I do not think Bissouma absolutely annihilated Liverpool, and I don't think Liverpool will be worried the next time they play Spurs about Bissouma stopping them. But what Bissouma actually is and what he actually does, apart from defending, is he progresses the ball very, very well. This guy is like the nucleus of the midfield at Tottenham Hotspur, and this is the second weekend running that we are having him in the team of the weekend. This is the second weekend running that we are talking about how brilliant he was over the weekend. He was good. He was absolutely very, very good. And although Spurs, they will have felt like 2 players out of this Liverpool side, we could have won the game and everything like that. Even before the red cards, Bissouma was already shining, right? His role in terms of, just making sure that he sniffs out every danger. His role in terms of this Spurs side is remarkable, purely remarkable. He's a remarkable player, and we are seeing the Bissouma we saw at Brighton. A Bissouma that is not afraid to be on the ball, a Bissouma that is not afraid to take any tackle, a Bissouma that covers a lot more ground than any other player at Tottenham Hotspur. Alongside Bissouma is Martin Odegaard from Arsenal. He was immense. That is the why. Martin Odegaard was purely immense in this game. He was fouled for a penalty which was converted by Kai Havertz. He converted a penalty which was brought by Edin Ketia, and he assisted for Ben White in the same game. The game was about Martin Odegaard. Arsenal scored 4 goals, and Martin Odegaard was involved in each and every goal that was scored on the evening. He pings the ball to the back post that Jesus heads back for Saka. Then he converts the second penalty for the second goal, and then he brings about a penalty for the third goal. He's fouled in the penalty area, and then he assists for Ben White. He's the player of the weekend, isn't he? No, he isn't, but he should be. He absolutely stepped up, and I think Arsenal fans will feel a little bit better after that poor performance against Tottenham Hotspur last weekend. They'll feel better. They'll feel their captain is absolutely coming back. Now, to complete the midfield 3, let's go with Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace. Eberechi Eze was one hell of a player in the weekend. Crystal Palace were beating Manchester United by 1-0. Now, Eze is a quality player. There are no questions about that. There are things we can agree on, there are things we can disagree on. Eberechi Eze's quality as a player is undisputed. Quality guy, quality player. And this is my prediction. Crystal Palace will lose Eberechi Eze to a more advanced side, Tottenham, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, or Man City or Liverpool in the next 2 seasons. He cannot continue being at Crystal Palace. He's too good for them. I'm sorry, he's too good for them. Eberechi Eze caused problems for Man United. And although Man United literally created good chances and they should have won that game probably or picks up a point, Eze outstanding. right? Absolutely outstanding. Now, there's a huge shout out to Joachim Andersen. I wanted to add Joachim Andersen a clean sheet against Man United, 18 points on FPL. Great, absolutely great, right? And I should have put Joachim Andersen over Joe Mate. But for Crystal Palace, I've picked out Eberechi Eze, star of the weekend. One of the stars, one of the brilliant sparks in the weekend. On the left wing, I'm going to play Alvarez from Manchester City. And this is going to be a controversial call. It's going to be a controversial call because Manchester City didn't win their game. So why would I have a player for them in the team of the weekend? But Alvarez is a problem for the Premier League. Alvarez is a much better footballer than Erling Haaland. Julian Alvarez is a more important player for Man City at the moment than even Phil Foden for me at the moment. Julian Alvarez was man of the match in a game where Manchester City lost. He was man of the match in a game where Man City didn't pick up a point. Can you imagine? This guy, the free kick that he takes for the equalizer before Wolves can stretch the game away from City again, remarkable. Purely remarkable. And I'm gonna say, if Julian Alvarez continues like this, people like me that have him in the FPL are absolutely lucky. We are absolutely lucky. It's going to be points collecting every single weekend. Absolute brilliant, absolute very, very, very good player. On the right wing is no questions, it's Moussa Diaby at Aston Villa. Moussa Diaby was key in the 6-goal thriller that happened at the Villa Park against Brighton. What happened to Brighton? Aston Villa were very good. Aston Villa were too good. For me, that is the answer, right? I don't think there is any other answer. I don't think there is any other explanations. Diaby, Watkins, Zaniolo, these guys could break any team. Scoring 6 past Brighton. Brighton is one of the high-end, high-class 5-star attacking sides. Brighton is one of the defensively, compact, combative sides in the Premier League. These guys annihilated them. That's the word. They purely annihilated them. So I've gone with Diaby on the right-hand side, and with Oli Watkins, the only hat-trick we have had so far in the weekend. Like I said, if we have a hat-trick in the Fulham Chelsea game, I'm sorry, we just didn't consider the game. So Watkins, the hat-trick, and Moussa Diaby, the 2 assists in that game, he's remarkable. He's purely remarkable as a player. But Oli Watkins is back, and if you've not played Aston Villa yet, you've got to be cautious now. You've got to be very cautious, because when Oli Watkins is back to scoring goals, 4 goals in his last 2 Premier League games, we are done. I'll see you right in the next one. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well, and let me know who was your man of the weekend.